This game is called Crimson Desert. We are seeing why it's a controversial game. In the game, Crimson Desert game rate $4,500 கடவுளை $4,500 கொடுத்து இந்தியாவில் எவன்டா வாங்குவான்? Well, who the fuck is going to buy it? 4,500 is a big large amount for us. Like, it's just impossible to buy. Like, out of 10,000 people, like 2 people can afford it. In India, most likely. Even then, they wouldn't do it. Like, it's just not worth it.
I really have to say that
Share பண்ணி தான் வாங்க முடியும், bro.
Like, after playing Crimson Desert, like, now I've played it like a number of hours, like a multiple hours. What game? You're going to find out. And I really think that it's, like, impressively good. It's very, very good. Like, there are some very, very rough edges in the game. But those rough edges are, like, structural problems. Like, for example, like, colors and stuff like that. Overall, like, the game has improved tremendously as it's continued.
How do I talk about this one? Crimson Desert has
Oh,
to be
no,
the
not
best
this
worst game
script,
that I've
Dara.
ever played.
You
It is
stole that from me.
utterly magnificent, yet a complete train wreck
God.
at the exact same time.
Yes.
I have multiple times yelled out in frustration
I
that
hate
I am
this game.
done with this. This
Yes.
game is
I hate
absolute
this game.
garbage.
It's exactly
Thrown
right.
my
This guy is
controller
such a
down, only
grifter,
then
man.
to go and play it for the rest of the night. I
Yes.
hate this game, and I absolutely love it. I thought that Marathon was going to be polarizing.
Yes.
This is the most controversial game that we have seen in years.
I think that the controversy has kind of gone away. I think that ever since they did a couple
Because the controversy is because most of the YouTubers are fucking sellout cunts. A game that doesn't even have demo. You cannot play a demo for this game. And then these guys are hyping it up. And then they want this game to succeed so they can sell up, make more content about it, and then get some clicks and views. What do you think these people are saying? Oh, you are not playing it right. Like, what the fuck? What kind of inverted ass logic is that? They're not saying the game is shit. They are saying you are playing it wrong. I have the story is non-existent. The story is dog shit, man. Naveen, I made a review. ஃபுல்லா என்னுடைய ரிவ்யூ வந்து தமிழ்ல இருக்கு. நீங்க என்ன சேனல் செக் பண்ணீங்கன்னா பார்க்கலாம். தமிழ்ல நான் இந்த கேமுக்கு ரிவ்யூ பண்ணியிருக்கேன். செக் பண்ணி பாருங்க. Where was I? So they want this game to be successful and then they are just hyping it up for no reason. If you played multiple games, go watch my channel. My channel has 1,000 videos. All of them I played games. I play video games for my living. I played multiple games. This game does nothing different from other games at all. It's just a mix. It's like a freaking bastard baby of a Zelda, VTuber, Assassin's Creed, and it's just a freaking, it's a slop. You know? It's like a weird thing that's alive. You know? Like, that's how this game feels. Nothing. A parkour, 6-day combat. A basic function like a lock-on system in this game is absolute dog shit. But people are still defending it. Why? Because people spend so much money buying this and then they don't want to feel stupid that they made a bad purchase. Listening to a 40-year-old dude that says this game is good on the internet. They don't want to accept that fact because that sounds super ridiculous, right? So they just try to go bend over backwards for this game, trying to defend it, but I don't care. Like, in India, $70 is 4,500 rupees, and it's a 1 month. We can spend 1 month here for food and groceries and other stuff. I'm not going to support this game whatsoever. Because this amount of game, it's just a scam in Indian price. You know? It just pisses me off. It just actively offends me to see people just sucking it up to this game.
couple of patches and they've they fixed up some of the like little bugs and shit, like the controls.
I waited and saved for a year for buy Wukong. Wukong is pretty good. I think it's better than this. I didn't like Wukong, but At least that game
I
had
think
something
that a lot
going
of the
on.
controversy has receded.
For the
Uga has better story. Uga has better story
first
than this
time,
game.
everybody's divided over it, and it has nothing to do with social politics.
Because people who never touched their grass in their life defending this game because that makes them feel special because they never felt like that in their life. You know? They derive the value from this one video game. That's it. You know? I am special. I mastered this game. I beat this game too. I don't feel any special. I feel stupid for spending money on this game. You know? Good
Or
Lord.
monetization or anything
It's
other
actually
than
the
the
game.
gameplay.
That's
it just
true.
comes down to
Yeah.
a relatively good game.
Yeah, it doesn't have monetization, but it sure as hell has the systems that implies they wanted to do monetization. You know? Why the fuck otherwise the dragon has a cooldown and you have to play it? For like 30 hours to unlock it, and then it goes into a 50-minute cooldown. You know? Why your consumers you have to make the most tedious farm for your heroes. You know, it has that thing there. You can just see it and then tell what the issue is. Crimson Desert நல்லா இல்லையா கேவலமா இருக்கு dragon. Don't even try. I made a full review in Tamil. தமிழ்ல அந்த கேம்
That you have to walk
தாழ்ச்சி
through
இருக்குன்னு போய்
barbed wire,
பார்க்கலாம்.
broken glass, and
Hold on a mount, yeah. And then you get that thing at the end of the game too. You know, if it has that amount of cooldown, might as well give it on the
razor
story.
blades to
That's
be able
right.
to enjoy it. Some people
Yeah.
like the
Game.
gameplay.
That's
It just
true.
comes down to
Yeah.
a relatively good game that you have to walk through barbed wire, broken glass, and razor blades to
That's
be able
right.
to enjoy it. Some people
Yes.
are going to walk that path. Others are going to want to have nothing to do with it. Both are completely valid.
I think
I had the game
only
to feel
problem that I
betrayed
really
too,
have is
Naveen.
that barbed wire and everything that you have to walk through is not intentional. Things like the menus being confusing, things like inventory space being a problem, things like the gamma correction whenever you're seeing a light on the screen, blinding everything else. Like that's that's unintended difficulty, right? They didn't try to make the game that way. The game just turned out that way.
This game
I think the actual
is
gameplay
both
difficulty is
elevated
I'm pretty sure I can argue. The boss one-shotting your ass, and then the cooldown for the mounts are intentional. You know? If you're gonna talk about a game, you gotta talk about everything. You can't just say one thing and then it's not intentional or bullshit like that.
by and a victim of its own.
They never talk about negative much if it was to a certain level. The game of the year for them, true. That's why I dedicate my life to talk about every issue I find in this game. You know? Dude, my English review, maybe I will try to do it some other time. I didn't write a script. I gotta write a script or something to find out the bullet points I found. And then talk about the issue. Like, God. I didn't want to even bother. Like, I was so tired. Like, my video is gonna get buried about how many of those sellouts videos saying this game is amazing.
This game just does so much. And
But
whether
I will
it's
do
this
it
game's
eventually.
Controls or its combat or its narrative or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
These developers tried to make an everything game.
They did.
And in that, they made something so incredibly flawed. And in an industry that is so afraid of
True.
risk, I have to respect that. I really do. So today, I want to talk about my experience with Crimson Desert. I want to talk about how polarizing this game has been for.
I think that's a problem. If somebody is playing hard and then they suck ass in the what they're making, I think you shouldn't be supporting them. Because what happens with AMD, they launch the processor like it's just Zen 1, and people started to support it so much to the point. Like Intel got cooked, but Intel did preserve it. But since people started to worship AMD so much, they started to mildly increase the price of their processor and their products. And then the people started still defending them. And then the price increases substantially. Like try to find an AMD chip, like AMD processor like now, that is on a reasonable price. You know, you can't find one, but you can find Intel on that price. you know? So at the end user, I think you have to think about them. These people don't think about the end user like you are normal people like us. They talk about how they can influence other people and then get their freaking wallets funded.
The gaming community, and I also want to talk about how for all of
Yeah.
its flaws,
He still can't say, like, this guy, the reason why I say this guy is a grifter, he still couldn't admit this game is shit. You know? He won't say it. He'd say it's flawed, it's a broken masterpiece, it's like a beating around the bush, you know, the pussy shit. But they never say it as it is, like what they see, you know? They will never do it, ever.
I dare anybody to try to do better.
Always, it's just, always, there is always going to be something, you know?
So I'm going to start off by saying this. Crimson Desert is almost exactly what I expected it to be. And that's probably why I'm a little bit more forgiving when it comes to this game, at least compared to most people.
Yeah, single-player game, yeah.
Every single time they showed off this game, it just kept getting bigger. More mechanics, more systems, more characters, more everything.
What do you mean? This game was under the radar. I didn't even see this game every year.
And every time I saw that, I kept thinking
this game popped up really fast.
There's going to be a cost for this. Because whenever a game tries to do this much, something always ends up giving. And it's usually the same two things. It's controls and writing. So
I don't know. What much? Am I missing some content or something? I mean, this fucking game has barely any guides for it. So that is that. But all I've seen is just a scuffled puzzle and then there is like a shittier story and a world is empty as hell. You know? Like you don't feel threatened when you explore this area. You don't see something new or exciting, you know? Like, you guys seen my gameplay, right? I don't, in other than bring out a Dark Souls, you see some new scene, new area. It doesn't feel that grand in Elden, compared to Elden Ring. It just feels normal, you know? Like, you could start from this end of the map and then go to the other end of the map. The enemies will be the same. And everything feels exactly the same. Like there is no difference in between. If you guys know what I mean. Like the vibe, the change. Even in the desert, it's just the normal enemies. Like you don't see different creatures or anything like that. Like that sounds like an Assassin's Creed game. You know, that you buy in bargain bill sale for like $10.
Going in, I was already expecting this game to have
rough
controls and generally generic storytelling. That wasn't really a surprise to me. The only question was,
I don't know why Korean devs can't write good stories. I don't know.
They can write good dramas though. I guess the talent just goes for the drama, you know? Drama shows, PV series. Witcher would have been different enemies in each region, yeah. Witcher is compared to comparing to this, the Witcher is an insult to Witcher. Like that game has a good story. I think the combat is a bit wonky, but everything else is pretty good on that. You know?
Is it going to?
Like for example, in this game, that is like a tracking, right? Track this killer, track who stole the cow, like at the early. In Witcher, you use your Witcher sense and then follow the footsteps, see the bleed, and then he see a corpse, and then he analyze the corpse, seeing what killed it, and then he goes into a conclusion saying it was a griffin. You know? In this game, go to this spot, kill this guy, use your lantern, Valakapuri, and then see what's happening. That's it. You see that exploration, right? You see that understanding?
Be. And more importantly, whether or not this actually sinks the game. And honestly, those two concerns got answered pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Now, before this game launched, and honestly, this is where a lot of the drama started, there was a very clear split between the people that were talking about it. You had
I think it's still bad. Like even if you patch it, no matter what you do, this game is just it could hit like 7 out of 7. Son, hello, welcome, son. Assassin's Creed Bell thing pissed me off. Let people know about that. Exists for what's sake? Oh yeah, you have to climb up the tower. Oh, in this game, be sure to remember, guys, if you play this Dark Side in like 10 years or something, You have to climb the tower and then ring the bell. Sometimes the bell will be on the floor somewhere in the random places. So sometimes you have to climb up, sometimes it's in some other like நம்ம ஒரு bus point A to point B. Yeah. இந்த கேம்ல அதான் பிரச்சனையே. Sometimes it will be on the floor, sometimes it will be on a freaking tavern, I don't know, God knows where. So you have to find the bells in order to do the other quest.
Content creators who
You
had
know?
experienced
It's like people say this game is not, it doesn't tell you anything. That's not true at all. This game tries to tell you everything in every step of the way in this game, but it does it in such a dog shit way, it's just pathetic. You know? Like this game tells you everything you need to know. You just have to pay attention. Like instead of yellow paint, there is like a pattern. You can climb that pattern. Instead of knowing what to press and what to do, if you see the lights, like the pointer lights, flashlights, it's like a torchlight. They just torchlight what you need to do. You just have to pay attention to it. Yeah, it's nothing. It's just doing such a bad way to just waste your time, you know. There is no point to explore since Bell exists. Bell exists? Oh, Bell exists. So fucking stupid. No point to explore. I mean, there is some reasons, like it doesn't really open up to the mining nodes or the puzzles or anything like that. So you still have to explore, but exploration at the baseline itself is pretty shit in this game. You know? Like, you can kill like 10 bandits and then get the Abyss artifact. And you have to explore and then do a shitty puzzle. And then you get the exact same artifact. Why would I do that? Sit around and do a puzzle instead of I could just go and kill people. This same issue happens in the Abyss region too. In Abyss region, you have to go past island after island in order to unlock the puzzles, right? And then the reward for that is Abyss artifact, right? Why would I go all the way around there to unlock it? When I can just fight the normal enemies here and then get it myself. There is some infusions there, yes, but you can literally beat the game without it. It's not necessary at all. It's just an added extra. Yo? Like, I just don't get it. Like, in Genshin Empire, it feels good to explore. Like, you guys remember, right? Kodara? You remember I doing a dragon area and then it launched me so far up into the sky. And then there is like a big sky palace and then I was doing something there. And then I just jumped down from that palace all the way down to the ground floor without even crossing a loading screen. In a phone game, that game is a phone game. But in this game, you have to go through a loading screen. While you jump back, that dark thing that happens earlier, it's a pseudo loading screen, so they can load you into the open world down there. Like, it's nothing new. This game doesn't do anything new.
the game in previews that were being mostly positive, leaning towards what the game does well and kind of
Because that's the thing that gets you clicks. No shit, people are doing it. If you say something is bad, people will not click it. Like, show me one video that says this game is dog shit that has 1 million views. Okay, let's go. I'll give you a challenge.
brushing past some of the rough edges, while journalists went completely in the opposite direction, hammering their frustrations and downplaying the highs. And the review numbers
Downplaying the highest. Where is the highest? I want to show it to me. Like, I want to see the highest, man. Where is the... I think the only high is the people that are playing this. Not the game. The people who are playing this are high. Not the game. There is no highs in the game. The only highs are the people who is playing it. You know, they are the one people that are in high.
reflect that split in a weird way. On Metacritic,
Do you guys notice something about these two different things? that all of the people that had played it for 50 to 100 hours liked it, and the reviewers that have played it for 12 hours don't?
I'm a reviewer. I played it for this dog shit for like, how many? I beat the game. I rolled the credits. I still don't like it. It's just a freaking waste of my time. I rather would have played that shitty Pokemon game I played a knockout. That would have been more entertaining for me. You know? Like, good lord. Like, point out the flaws, they can make it better because, oh my god, please, for the dear of God, do not make another game like this. God, these bitches, they sell out horses wanna sell out so much, and then the game is gonna be such a dog shit slops anymore. All I see was people carrying the cats, yeah. This game is just a freaking, what's that game? What's that stupid game that girls play? Farmville or Farm or something? That one is, this game is that game for boomers. That is the best description I can give to you. You know, this is that game, dude. What is that game? I can't remember that. Farmville, Farmy? It's something about a farm and then you manage the farm. It's that cozy ass game. This game is that for boomer uncles. Jesus Christ. I don't remember the name. I couldn't think of it. Like, I know I'm being very tangent about it, but goddamn, this is how I feel about this game. I feel like I've been scammed. You know? I feel like I've been lied to. Like, because I haven't seen anything that impresses me in this Stardew Valley. I think that's the game. There we go. Naveed. Thank you. Stardew Valley, yeah. This is Stardew Valley for boomer uncles. Straight up. I'm kind of yelling very loud. So maybe I should tone it down. It's like 10:30 in India. my neighbors might be mad. I will try to be smart. So yeah. But look at this. I'm like, I can say 5 minutes into the video, I've been talking about this game for 15 minutes, dude. I spent a good amount of time. I played almost everything, beat the main story, almost finished most of the sanctums, saw most of the witches, fought the most of the janky ass bosses this game has that doesn't even able to lock on properly. Like, I did all of that. Like I just don't see it. Like I don't get it.
I think that's really what happened, is that like
the thing about this is people are so afraid to speak about this game's problems because one, you're either called a casual or if you can get good bullshit. Other one is it won't get you much attention because you sound like a hater, but that is also that problem. And then you want to make clicks. Like, gamers are not exactly that smart group of people. It's mostly a bunch of kids and then, you know. So you can say pretty much anything and then convince them. And then say it's good, but why would I want to lie? Like, what's the point? You know, I'm not built for that. Like, I just say it as it is. Like, if it pisses me off, I just say it.
A lot of these people.
And why this game even doesn't have a difficulties in it? Isn't this supposed to be a sandbox game? You know, when a 40-year-old bitch said that, it's a sandbox game. It's not, he said it, this is how it sounded like when he said this. It's not an MMO with less, it's a sandbox game with more. That sounds like it's not PS, it's rain, but it's yellow. That's how it sounded like to me. You know? It's not the MMO with less, or it's not an RPG game with less. It's a freaking sandbox game with more. That sounds like pissing on your mouth and saying it's rain. You think gamers are stupid? I guess they are. If they think that's a good sentence, like, oh my god, that just triggered me so much, dude. It's okay to not like a game, but people will hate others who are having an opinion. Yeah, I do. I am one of them. I hate if you like this game because you have a shit taste. Unless you are in my freaking in my what do you call it, community, I will humiliate you. You know.
Like this is, I don't even know if they played it for 12 hours, to be honest. Like, I don't even believe that. I think what happened is that the reviewers didn't like the game because the game is extremely complex. And to be fair, before they did the patch, it was convoluted and it was really hard to understand what the fuck to do in the game. It was a big problem, and it was so much of a problem that they fixed it. But besides that, as soon as you understand what to do, and you're able to, like, okay, this is this system, I have to intuit it this way, I have to approach it from this direction, then you're able to do it. But I think the reason why you had a lot...
Yeah, you had to hold your lamp and then watch the NPC in like a 60-degree angle in the northeast region, and then hold the X to speak to that guy, otherwise that guy won't speak to you, and then you jump on him, and then aggroing him, and then getting a bounty. Yeah. That sounds like a very intuitive, great design, by the way. Like, you guys know that, right? You have to hold your lamp, and then if you are behind him, that fucker don't even turn to talk to you. You have to watch him in a certain angle, and then hold your lamp, and then hold your X to talk to that guy. Otherwise, you will jump on him, and then the game thinks it's an attack, and then aggroes the whole city around you. You know?
A lot of these reviewers that said it was bad is because they didn't put in the requisite time to understand the game. That's fun.
Why should they? Why should they? Unlike these snoozers, they don't have time to play. Sink in 1,000 hours into a fucking video game. I play games for video games and it's exhausting. Like, I want to get into it. I want to use the controls I used to do. Plus X, you have to pay respects and press X to talk to an NPC. That's enough for us. You know? But you don't have to press two triggers and then right bumper. And then this is an attack in this game. So in order to pull off this attack, you have to press your right bumper and then right trigger at the same time. And then he casts an animation. During that animation, you have to press two of your triggers at the same time so you can light the sword on fire in the middle of that animation and then hit the enemy with fire. Good fucking luck doing that against a boss. That one shot you or two shot you. Like, it's like you are playing chess, you're playing fucking Legos in the boss arena and the boss plays Dark Souls. You know? You're playing a strategy game and the boss just Dark Souls your ass. The controls to play it was really annoying. Yeah, there is no need for that amount of controls at all. Like, the menu system is cluttered as fuck. The inventory system is dog shit. Like, the survival, even I seen survival games that, like, Pal World had a better inventory system. That pirate game we played so much ago, a fucking demo, they were able to pull off an inventory system that is more better and more fun to play. I actually had fun playing a survival game, dude. And I don't even like survival game. A good game grabs a player that doesn't even like the genre. Like Pal World, that pirate game. What else is there? A story game, like interactive story like Walking Dead. Or even Spider-Man game. The newer Spider-Man of all these issues, I never played. But I those new Spider-Man games are the best Spider-Man games we have. You know? Like Batman Arkham Knight. Best Batman game ever. Cyberpunk to one extent. You know? Best Cyberpunk of all the game if you want to play. Right now it's Cyberpunk. What is this game best at? It's best at pissing you off and wasting your time. Like, I want to ask chat, if you guys know what this game is best at, please let me know. I want to know and I want to experience myself and then see if it's good or not. Like, I just know
what it was.
Critic.
And that's why the difference is there between players.
Only 3 of them came from major outlets, while about 30% of those reviews, mostly from those same outlets, dragged that score below an 80.
Like, now, what do you think the probability is that these reviewers didn't play the game even nearly as long as the YouTubers? I think it's guaranteed.
I thought this was just going to be another Black Myth or a Stellar Blade situation where critics and players are just living in completely different realities. But after digging into it, that's not actually what's happening here. This game...
First of all, you gotta understand what the journalists are doing. Journalists are professionals and they don't have much time to put into a game. You get that? They are actually having a job there. Unlike you playing video games in stream, they actually have an actual job. They have to write script. They have to play the game and then see what are the flaws are. They're doing a job. And it will take time to spend. And then they don't want to do figuring out how to freaking press 2 bumpers at the same time, you know? So you gotta impose them initially. This game, you have to put like into 50 hours or something to make this game functionable. Because there are so many abilities. The baseline abilities are so janky. So you have to get them with upgrades. Like that claw thing I mentioned and then the stab thing I mentioned. And then they have to play multiple games and then push out content about these games too. You know? So they don't have time to do this kind of stuff at all. I don't know, like... Besides, I don't believe they have an agenda. I'm not sure. Maybe some people do. But I think IGN's criticism of this game is pretty valid. Like, he said it as it is. Like, his opinion is almost as similar to mine. Like, he said it's a mix between Zelda and Assassin's Creed. And it's boring and it's not fun to play. That's what he said. That's pretty much what I am saying.
It's just genuinely divisive across the board, but just not for the same reasons. Because, well, the things that people agree on are actually pretty consistent. Exploration and combat, most people really love that stuff, but where it breaks down is actual priorities. A lot of the critics are focused on the storytelling and writing or their frustrations for the review process itself. IGN is...
I'm sorry, but like, the storytelling, if you are playing a game like this and you care about the storytelling, just go watch porn for the plot. Just go read Playboy for the articles. Just stop it.
Didn't this guy had his whole career around World of Warcraft? Did there a really good lore behind it? Says the guy who made his whole career from World of Warcraft for its rich lore. What kind of logic is this, man? I don't get it.
Really good example of this. They spent a noticeable chunk of their coverage just...
What is this for then?
Talking about their experiences with Pearl Abyss rather than...
Like, it's Stardew Valley for boomers. I'm gonna tweet that. That's such a good phrase. I'm gonna tweet that and piss people off. That's my job. I wanna piss these boomer uncles off.
actually
Yeah, it had
sticking
nothing to
the
do
game.
with the game.
Players, on the other hand, don't seem to really care about any of that.
No.
They're just locked into the moment-to-moment stuff, the controls, the menus, the inventory, the itemization, the things that you're actually dealing with while you're playing the game every single second. And
well, this is and that exactly is the massive disconnect between developers, players, and reviewers. Is that reviewers?
I mean, firsthand, I think he is partially right, but not completely right. I think the problem with that is developers don't play their own fucking game. That is the most fundamental issue we have right now. Because these idiots, these monkeys, these baboons, these Neanderthals, developers who are the Crimson Desert game, if they play their game for like 20 minutes, they know what are the top shit system this game has, and then they immediately fix that. Because we are playtesting as the beta testers for these fucking idiots. You know? Like, that is also a massive problem. Reviewers, I think, they're mostly pressured into that. I guess they do have some kind of agenda. I don't know about that. Like, I don't care because I don't even watch them. Like, I don't get influenced by... I mean, I did got influenced by this game, you know, and it burned me pretty bad, but, you know, I don't really watch them for reviews. I don't watch these. I mean, I did watch them and trust them and see where that got me. Got me mulling about a fucking video game for almost 1 hour now. So, please, I would advise, like, try the demo. Like, that's why I support Final Fantasy 16 so much. That game, when I played it, I tried the demo first. They managed to impress me and make me want to play that game before I finish the demo. How do they can do it, but you can't? And where is your demo anyway? Because you are so afraid. You are so afraid. This is what is the reason for it. You are so afraid that your game will suck in the early stage. So you are so afraid to make a demo. That's why. Yo, that's the only reason I can think of. There is no other reason for this game to have not a demo.
Are telling developers that players care about like plot lines and they care about these like meta level artistic things, but players...
Yes, they do. Otherwise, Genshin Impact won't even have a story. Yes, they do. That's why freaking Guild Wars flopped. That's why Destiny flopped. That's why World of Warcraft went to the fucking shitter. Story matters. Story does matter. You know, Elden Ring has a fucking story, man. What are you talking about? Yeah, they don't tell you that, but they do. In the first cutscene, they will tell you everything you need to know. There are 5 legendary figures that are aspiring to be Elden Lord, and then you are a fucking nobody, and then it's just 2 words that they tell you the whole story. You need to know. And then that gives you that pull, that push to become the Elden Lord in that game. Even though I criticized that game so much for its other issues, I can see the good parts about that game too. You know, they have that hook as soon as you boot up the game. What this game had a hook for? Fucking nothing. Yeah?
play video games to play the video game. Playability and gameplay matter the most.
That would work in an online game that has a repetitive gameplay loop. This guy is an online player and he kind of has that bias towards that. He never played many single player games in his life because he is primarily an MMO content creator. His whole career came from making MMO videos and then talking about them. So he has a bias saying that gameplay is important because that's what he does. You get it? That's his personal preference. And then he's trying to push that as the norm. But it is not the norm. The story is important along with the gameplay. Am I right or wrong about this? I can literally pull up the example of the game he played for decades. World of Warcraft, Wrath of the Lich King had a story. You know, he had a lore behind it. You know, people don't remember him because he had a cool ability or a cool boss design inside of the World of Warcraft. People remember him because he had a lore. You know, people remember Spider-Man because he had a lore behind him. People remember Witcher Geralt of Rivia because he had a lore behind it. People remember who? I guess Menelian for being a badass boss. Impossible boss, I guess. Because he had something going on, I guess. That is one exception. Will Blizzard destroyed that game? True. Demo வச்சு எப்படி வாங்குவீங்க? டெமோ விளையாடினா உங்களுக்கு ஒரு ஐடியா கிடைக்கும்ல. நீங்கள் ஃபைனல் ஃபேண்டசி நீங்கள் விளையாடலைன்னா ஃபைனல் ஃபேண்டசி 16 டெமோ இருக்கு. ட்ரை பண்ணி பாருங்க எப்படி இருக்குன்ட்டு. அதான் சொன்னேன்.
And that's the one thing that, like, the priority system that these reviewers have is very clearly lacking. They're not able to appropriately and accurately gauge gameplay on the importance that I think average players put it at. Like, the story is not as important as the gameplay. It's not even remotely close.
In priorities makes a lot of sense.
This.
Critics will happily throw away a game that has weak writing, while players are more than happy to scrape by if it's a good adventure.
And how do you know that? Because people play Genshin Impact, Wuthering Waves, Arc Knights Infield, Honkai Star Rail, and what's the other one? Zen.
Every one of them has a lore and every one of them has fully was-acted story. Eat a dick. Completely wrong about this one.
Zone Zero. All of those storylines are, some parts of it are good.
He never played Genshin Impact. He shouldn't be talking about that.
Most of it sucks.
That I think is very clearly reflected in how this game actually sold.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not wrong.
This conversation was this
Except
game still showed
though.
up. It launched to around 240,000 concurrent players, and even with people complaining all over the place, it's still.
This is not exactly a big number. 2,048,000 people all-time peak is not a big number. It's really not. Like in Steam, maybe. That's like a 4-digit number, though. Think about how many people are in the world, or even in freaking America. That's not a big number.
Let me pull it up because we didn't know if it was going to hit a new peak. Let's find out if it's going to hit a new peak. Pull it up. Damn, bro! It went up on Sunday. It almost hit a new peak today. 200 and like 250,000 people playing a week after release, a single player game. That's a success. That is a success right there. I'm sorry.
Up over the weekend, pushing closer to 250,000 concurrent players and selling over 2 million copies in its first 24 hours. It also launched to mixed reviews.
I think it was
Steam,
4 now.
Really wasn't all that surprising.
People really bought into the hype. Like, they will play it for a bit and then they quit. Like, 30% of the people even freaking unlocked their camp. In the Steam charts itself.
But once people sat with it for a little bit longer, that score started to creep up. Now it's sitting at mostly positive, around 80%. And I don't really think that's where it's going to stop. Pretty soon after launch, Pearl Abyss had already responded. They acknowledged a lot of the issues. They said they were going to address some of the control problems. They also followed it up with a pretty big update, tightening a few things up, fixing a bunch of inventory problems. Not all of them, at least.
Like, it's kind of funny how, like, you have 3 characters, but you never have to use them. Like, you play as that Orc, and then you play as Damien. You have no reason to use them. That is like...
Why you have to be mad?
There is like 2 aspects you have to use them, and they suck at that.
It's not yet.
They're better.
And even some small stuff, like making sprint work on a single tap instead of having to
Never
mash the button like an idiot. Now, while this...
I mean, they will force you to play as both of them at certain point of the story. So I think you should try to know the... No. What to do with them.
All sounds minor. for a game like this, that friction adds up fast. And
Yes, it
oh
does.
boy, is there a lot of friction here.
It's like GTA. You have to open the weapon wheel and then switch to the character or something.
I did not get a review copy for this game. I was not a part of any previews. I have been playing it at the same time as everybody else, and honestly, that is probably for the best, because if I had early access, I might have committed some international crimes against humanity, against whoever designed this control scheme, the UI, and the inventory system. This game feels like you're trying to eat a $100 steak with a spoon, like you're staying.
Wow. What a fucking analogy. Trying to eat a $100 steak with a spoon. Holy shit.
True.
That is, dude, that is fucking perfect. Oh my God.
At a
That's all that most of the opening layer is just the rubber, and then there is like a small peanut amount of steak that's in the middle. You know? Even then, that's very ass. UI is a retarded too.
luxury hotel where it's only cold water and the light.
I think they should absolutely fix the lock-on system. The lock-on system in this game is ass. Like, if they do that, that makes the game almost twice as better.
Lights turn on only if you perfectly clap the guitar solo from Through the Fire and Flames. It's like being on a perfect date with an absolute bitch. It feels like a great game.
Yeah.
Game that does not want you to actually enjoy.
Is that right?
You've got a stamina system in combat that you can't even see.
Yeah.
The mini-map is shoved into the bottom left-hand corner, completely out of your natural sight line, so it's basically useless unless you stop and stare at it. The menus have menus. You are constantly digging through layers and layers just to find basic information. I am looking up guides for things that shouldn't even need guides, like camp expeditions.
I had to look up a guide for how to use and eat food on the girl, Damien, or whatever the fuck her name is. Because I couldn't keybind the food. And I looked up a guide, and nobody else knew how to do it either. So I just kept pressing escape whenever I was in this fight with this guy. I kept pressing escape and going into the menu and then eating food.
Game just keeps throwing systems at you, and it just doesn't explain it at all. There are mechanics that you're supposed to use that the game never even.
And how exactly the game is good though, if it has this much flaws? Like, how does that work? Like, I don't get it. This sounds like a toxic relationship.
tells you that exists.
No.
Jump
I don't think you gamers that I'm not that desperate for a video game. Like, straight up. I guess that's why it doesn't impress me. You know?
Force Palm is used puzzle after puzzle, and the game just never mentions it. I remember I was spending 30 minutes on one of the world puzzles thinking that I was doing something wrong. A voice on the wind kept saying, "Our connection isn't strong enough," which means nothing to me without any context, only for me to find out later that you can't even do certain puzzles until you've progressed further in the story. This game has no feedback.
Yeah, exactly. The feedback is the issue. If the game had better feedback, I don't think any of these problems would exist.
It has
what
cats
you were
though,
doing
bro.
wrong and right.
Yeah.
Also, whoever made the spellcasters that fly around while you're fighting 50 enemies on the ground, spamming shadow bolts at you like they're basil juice from Monster Hunter, needs to be drawn and quartered.
True. This thing does so much damage, dude. Like, that fucker he almost does it like half of the boss's damage to you with a single attack.
Love it.
hate you. And then there's the controls.
Oh, yes. They're so bad. They are the worst.
My God, the controls. I switched to controller because playing on mouse and keyboard felt like I was learning how to play piano from scratch, and it's not any better. Every single button is contextual. Everything overlaps.
But I don't know how to play piano.
You want to throw out your hook? Well, now you're crouching. You want to slide? Now you're throwing out your hook. You want to try to lock on? Well, now you're blinding somebody with a lantern. You want to parry? Cool. You need to stop locking on to the enemy that you're trying to parry because the lock on is on the parry button. It's insane. I've never seen anything like this before. It's like I got to the point where I was genuinely starting to question myself, like, okay, do I need to take an IQ test? Am I missing something obvious here? Am I just stupid?
See, I thought I was retarded too until I went and I watched other people, and they were even more retardeder than I was.
it, or does this game just not want to be played? And that's the part that makes this all so frustrating, because underneath all of that, the reason this game is the way that it is because there is a ridiculous amount of game here, like an overwhelming amount. And the only reason that people are willing to stick through and fight through all of this friction is because of what's on the other side of it.
Because they spent like a fucking good amount of money on it. They don't want to drop it. No shit. Like, you fuckers convinced them to not refund the game within 2 hours. The game gets better as 10 hours. And then you cannot refund the fucking thing. And then they stuck with it. That's why. No shit. Like, what? Is that the lock-on system you're talking about? No, there is also a hard lock-on that also misses. Like, it's a straight up unlocks.
Nothing else to play.
Yeah.
What's on the other side of it?
Because we have nothing else to play.
There it is. That's the line I want to hear. Because that is, these guys are so desperate for a fucking video game that they want to make content of, they want to play, and then they want to do something about it. So they just want this game to be successful. Straight up. Look at the dialogue right there. Because we have nothing else to play. There you go. There you got your answer.
Before this, I was playing Wuthering Waves. I was back into my old ways. I got Amiath completely leveled out, or Imeth completely leveled up. I did her entire quest line. It was beautiful. It was an amazing quest line. And I was clearing out the map, and then this game came out, and I dropped that shit like a rock. I did. I dropped it like a fucking rock. I'm back to playing this.
I'll be honest, after just a couple of hours, I was already done. I was ready to drop it, but I locked in and I kept pushing forward. That's when I started to notice something. For every stretch of frustration, I would get these flashes of brilliance. At first, it was the story. It felt flat, generic. Honestly, it is still hot ass and may as well not even be there. But the more time that I spent with it, the more I kind of liked just being this nobody, just some John Everyman. It started to feel
like, it's like if you're in a shit house and then it smells like shit, if you stay there for a good amount of time, you won't feel that smell anymore. That's how it sounds like. You know? You just get used to the smell. And then you're blaming the freaking game journalist for saying this game is bad. It has this amount of flaws, and why are you still bending over backwards to say this game is good? Because your career is on that. That's why. Self-serving, you fucking bitch. Because you want this game to succeed, so you can make content out of it, making 20 videos. At the end of the day, who get fucked over of paying 4,500 rupees for this piece of shit is the normal people that just want to have a fun time in their video game. This game should have a difficulty setting. Period. Isn't this a sandbox game? Why this sandbox game feels like Dark Souls?
Like I was at the beginning of some D&D campaign. I was leveled.
Well, I like that too.
Dude, this game is shit, dude. I'm not gonna even talk about it more. Like,
Dude,
I said my piece, it's on my... Kasagura, yeah. It's shit. It's a shit game. It's in my game of shame. And I'm just gonna be done with it. Like, I maybe try to make a review out of it, but I don't even wanna. Like, it's just exhausting. Every aspect of this game is bad. And these guys know that, and these guys are saying it. But they say this game is good. How a video game, tell me this, how a video game where every aspect of the video game is bad, but the game is good? Unless you want to pull out an agenda. Unless if you don't have an agenda, how come a game that has almost every aspect of the game is bad, but the game is good?
I think that there's a lot of MMOs that treat you like you're the hero of the universe. And I don't think it's the problem. Like, it's not, you can do that, right? I mean, Final Fantasy 14 does that, right? But I like my idea, like, I don't like the fact that you play a character that's named. If it was up to me, I would have shifted the way the story was told, and I would have made it like you're a new recruit
We are stopping
into
us
this group,
retro.
rather than you're the leader of the group.
I had no clue what was going on. I'm helping a farmer find his cows, and clearing out a bandit camp, picking up random people along the way, dragging them out of bars, scraping them off the streets, bailing them out of jail, and somewhere in there, my priorities started to shift.
Anyway? Yeah.
It stopped being about chasing this clean narrative, this structured narrative that we're used to, and it just started to be about a journey. Just existing in this world, moving from situation to the next, and man, there is an adventure to be had here.
Yeah.
The game is stunning. The engine is like black magic. The performance, the lighting, the color, the draw distance. You're looking at mountains, clouds, entire towns on the horizon, and you know that you can just point your camera and just go there. No walls, no limits, just go. And yes, I know that the menus in this game and the systems in this game are overwhelming, but that's also why the world ends up feeling endless. There's always something pulling at you. I've mostly just been sticking to the campaign just to unlock things, but it still feels
Almost something pulling at you. Well, where is this pulling, dude? Where is this pulling he is talking about? Like, nothing in this world is anything implacable or not interesting to explore. Like, I don't see an epic monster that's just running around or anything. I don't see like an interesting structure. I want to go inside that. I don't see a special kind of monster or a ghost area. Like, Dragons and Dogma, the nighttime is more interesting than this game. You know, Dragons and Dogma 2, like sometimes a random enemy just approaches you. Or something happens. Nothing in this game is threatening except for the bosses. This exploration in this game, you just run out and killing everybody. Until you run into a boss, and then the boss just one-shots you. I want to try it one more time after this video if I don't feel sleepy. But I just don't see it. Like, where is this pool he is talking about? Do you guys see the pool? Like, Kodara, do you been playing, right? Do you see this pool that anything is interesting to you? When you are exploring, quote unquote, in the world? Like, what the fuck, yo? Like, I just straight up don't see it. Like, it's invisible, I guess. It's John Cena for me.
I'm barely scratching at the surface of this game. There are strongholds to clear, crew members you can send out on jobs.
Yeah, strongholds to clear. That's what you do in Assassin's Creed. The mountains are the main point for me. Yesterday, I just explored the Crimson Mountain. Like, you were here, right? What did you saw? Like yesterday, Crimson Mountain. Like, I've been exploring that for the past, 1 hour or so. I don't see anything there.
You can rob a bank, cook, cut trees, hunt, mine, build your base, mini games, puzzles, tournaments, hidden bosses, dungeons. You're never sitting around wondering what to do next. True. I think that the best way I can describe this game is that it's a toolbox game, not just because the game still needs a lot of work, but also because,
like, for example, like, I'll give you another example for me, is that, like, so I've been trying to get the spell effect things. So you have to go into this tower. You have to climb all the way up to the top of the tower, destroy the basement of the tower, fight this most annoying fucking boss ever. It's a terrible fucking boss. And then you get teleported up into the sky lane, into the sky zone. And then you have to do like 5 different puzzles. And then you have to glide all the way across a massive area in the abyss that if you fuck it up or you don't have enough stamina, you fall down and die. Like, it's absolutely fucking insane, man. It's so good.
Because there is just a ton of stuff that I haven't even touched yet.
Yeah, I think he's talking about the flame infusion element that I unlocked. I thought it was fucking boring. I guess this game is not for me. You know? Like, he's talking about the fire infusion. It has to be sword or just pointless. Yeah, it's kind of pointless. I don't think you'll get anything out of it. But if I were them, if I was a developer, if you climb the top of the mountain, there should be a sword that's stabbed there, and it's like a legendary master sword or something. That would have felt like an accomplishment. Or if there is like a big arena and then there's like a fucking dragon that just guards that sword in the middle. And then you walk into it and then the dragon sees you. Like it's like a Skyrim, I guess. And talks to you or give you some kind of mission or something like that. If I was a developer, that I would have done and then made it better. But in this game, I bet 100% there is nothing there. No shot. There is nothing. I don't think so. I literally saw every weapons that is available for you in the list of weapons. And I pretty much have seen everything.
There are whole systems that I barely
optional
interacted with. Other characters that I haven't used, and I'm still trying to figure out what my version of this game even looks like. Because it's not asking you to use everything. It's just asking you to figure out how you want to play. If you hate puzzles, well, you can go earn skill points through combat or just by engaging with the world. If you don't want to gather resources or anything like that, well, you can just loot enemies, take on bounties, rob people, rob houses, or just buy whatever you need. You don't want to hunt or cook? Go ahead and buy all that too. Can't get a handle on the controls? Use the environment. Kite enemies. Heal through all the fights. Or just do what I do and give a stone cold stunner to anything that moves. All in all, while Crimson Desert is undeniably and frustratingly a deeply, very deeply flawed game that is going to take time to improve and likely some of this stuff.
You know what this game reminded me a lot of? So, like, I'm looking at this boss, right? You have to do, like, the green punch to, like, stun him. It reminded me a lot of Demon Souls, where it was very experimental. They tried a lot of things. A lot of things didn't work. But some things did.
Is never going to improve because it's found.
Yeah, some things did, such as work. Some things did work. I want to know what some things they did that is actually successful. Its parkour is copied from Assassin's Creed, but it's shit and janky. The whole open world is copied from Zelda, fucking boring as hell. The Sky Anthem is also copied from Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, fucking boring as hell. There is nothing there that's even interesting. The bosses are copied from Dark Souls, they just one-shot you. Everybody is just a normal enemy. Most of them are, with a sword or a stick. There is one dragon and then there is one crab you fight like yesterday. It's a fucking gummy boss. It's jank as hell. And my struggle with that crab boss is me trying to not jank out and then die. And then killing him. That's it. That's the difficulty on that boss. I'm gonna try Tears of the Kingdom or something. I gotta do that sometime. Anything unique in this game? I think the graphics in the open world looked nice. For a single player game. But other than that, you can get a flying mount. Even though that fucking thing goes on a cooldown. Like the dragon mount is kinda decent. Like I played so many things, so I can just immediately see or immediately recognize where these systems are coming from. Like I think the class system is also from Zelda. Let me check. I wanna double check. Man, the cooldown, yeah. Even the sword and shield, I think, is Zelda. Main character uses it. Like Zelda. Tears of the Kingdom, right? Yeah, Zella is almost the same climbing. Okay. Dude, did they seriously rip this off from Zelda though? That light you have to point? Oh my fucking god, I can't believe that. For the boost all type of side, did he? Yeah. You guys see this? Oh wow, I wonder whether they didn't do anything like this in Crimson Desert. It's just a one-to-one rip-off. What a guy? True. Stuck on Explorer, okay. Like, did he just... Look what he's doing. Like, he shined the light from that bulb into that freaking, the crystal. That's exactly what you do in a Crimson Desert. And I didn't even play this game. And this one is way more creative, to be honest. In that game, it's not even that. You don't even have to put the building blocks on top of each other or anything. You just have to... It's on a stationary position and then you have to use your D-pad to show it to you. You've seen that one yesterday, right? Like, it's just shape. It's a third-rated freaking knockoff. Oh my god, did you rip off the spiral tower too?
Need to get up close and personal with it. Be careful.
Okay, let's continue.
Foundational. Those flaws are a consequence of
The last Telestorm Nut zones.
everything and more to the player. And the
Wait, you can do that? I didn't know you could do that.
more that I play this game, the more the more I start falling in love. And while I might have to eat this steak with a spoon, I'm definitely not complaining about how it tastes. I hate to say this because this is the worst thing that you could possibly say, and it ultimately does not make a game worth buying, but it does get better the longer that you play it. At least it did for me, and I know it did for a lot of other people. I started off hating the game.
It's not, dude. It's not, dude. It's not. It's exactly gonna be playing the exact same. It's not. Like, maybe I will try to do more exploration, but it's not. I seen one thing that looked interesting in this game. The Ancients. So if you guys want to know what that is, just look it up
then
how to
hating
get
the
to
game
them.
even more, and then I started enjoying it. So then I'm not really sure if it's Stockholm syndrome, but then
I wanna
after
take
a
who
while
that
of
is.
still being completely frustrated frequently, I started to love the game.
Yeah,
And
it's about
while
the
I
same
think
for
that it
me.
is deeply flawed and still needs a lot of work, I still find it to be utterly brilliant, and it's going to get at least 100 hours out of me.
At least.
I feel like this
I'm
game
already
has a
past
lot
100
of
hours.
deep reverence for past games, especially when it comes to Western games. You can see the flashes of The Witcher, Elder Scrolls,
Yeah.
Dragon Age, maybe a little Red Dead Redemption. And,
I want
you know,
to play
I've
The
seen a
Witcher out
lot
of
of
those.
critics that have been bashing the game for it. Look at them copying off of these other games and not even getting it.
Look at them copying some of the greatest games ever made. They're so stupid. Imagine wanting to make your game.
Yeah, he said it right. Like, look at them copying out while other games not even doing it right. That's true. Like, barcode in this game is jank as shit.
Game like some of the best games that were ever made. They're so stupid. They don't know what
And when was Assassin's Creed the best to begin with? 10 years ago?
they're doing. If it was me making a video game, it would be so much better. It'd be so unique. So unique, so avant-garde. Oh.
Right? And it reminds me a lot of
How
Stellar
embarrassing.
Blade for that, where Shift Up was getting a lot of criticism for riffing off of Nier Automata, but I don't think that these guys have been getting very far from where their goal is. They're pretty...
Meanwhile, the guy from Nier Automata said Stellar Blade was great. He liked it a lot. Like it's just these people, they're in the trenches for generals that aren't even at war. Like, what do you mean? Like they probably like the game. They're probably flattered.
close, man. And in
did
some
a
cases,
collab.
they're
They did.
also exceeding what people's expectations would be for some of these games. And it's very obvious that it's coming from a place of respect rather than just being a cheap imitation. Otherwise, these games wouldn't be as deep as they are or as thoughtful or as fun as they are, at least when they're allowed to be. You know, at one point I came to the realization that this was the dream game that I had when I was a kid. The naive dream game that I had when I was a kid. It reminds me when I used to talk to my buddy.
What if you could ride a dragon? Are you okay? What if you could cast a spell? Okay. What if you could? What about like a jetpack? Okay. What about?
My dream game when I was a kid and retarded was Sword Art Online. Full dive, navigator, fucking fighting a boss, tooth and nail, real dive. That is the big game or dream for me. What could I? This was the dream for you? God, you have shit taste. God, you need to watch some animes and play some more games, man.
Can you buy a house? Okay. Yeah, true.
Also wanted to be in game development when we were kids. We'd write down all these ideas of
Dream
how we
game,
wanted
yeah.
everything from all of our favorite games. And, you know, that's not realistic.
No.
That's not how games work out. That's how
could
you
be.
end up getting scope creep. This game is a victim of that. It's a victim of that dream. It's a victim of that ambition of wanting to make a game that does far too much than it probably should do. But in this case, I actually feel like the benefits outweigh the costs. The reason
I think like the game that I would compare Crimson Desert to the most is Where Winds Meet. They're both maximalist games that have.
Figure out another fucking game that's boring to play. You guys remember Vince made? Fucking that thing is dead as fuck now. Who the fuck plays that anymore?
Of a completely do you really need 2 card games? You need 2 card games in the same video game? Who the fuck asked for this? Where Winds Meet has that. And you know what the worst thing is? They added a 3rd one. They added another one.
Seriously?
this game is the way that it is because these guys dared to dream
there's 4
and reach
now.
at something that they otherwise.
Like, here's the thing. The problem with Winsmith also the difficulty. The bosses are no reason to be this hard. I am saying it once again. I will say it till it's get nerfed. Yes, those bosses feel so frustrating to fight though. In this game especially. Isn't this supposed to be a sandbox game where it's so difficult? I mean, there might be a janky trick you can do and then one-shot the boss, but I don't feel satisfied to do that. You know, it's not fun. To just do like a one gimmick and then the boss... Like in this game, there is a gimmick you can do. Like that crab, I just stabbed like twice and then the crab just died. I don't feel accomplished. I feel like it's a tedious work. You know? Like, there is like a giant crab you can fight. And what you have to do, or what is the best way to kill that is, climb up top and then stab it. Right? But you could try to fight that thing below, but it will be impossible nearly. Because it's constantly jumping around and tanky yourself. So you just climb up and then do like 2 times the stab and then it just insert dies. You know, it's either this end or either this end. Fake boss, yeah, true. Fake boss, I mean. So why can't I have a balance? I can fight the crab. At the same time, it doesn't one-shot me. So I can take like 2 or more. I think these kind of games should let you to take hits 10 times before you die. Straight up. I want to get face tank the boss 10 times before I die. And maybe you can reduce it for fine. Fine. But getting used to 2-shotted or 3-shotted is not fun. Especially when you have to climb that thing and it's janky.
Have. And to achieve that, they had to basically ignore every single industry best practice.
Yeah.
And I think more games should do the same. So earlier,
is that Barry in a Crimson Desert? Yes.
I mentioned how just a few hours in, I was already ready to put down the game, but I never fully explained why. Yes, this game does look incredible. Yes, the combat is fun and there's a ton of stuff to do, but that's not actually what stopped me. What stopped
This guy is not that hard at all. I don't know why Asmongold had so much trouble against him.
me was me catching myself in the middle of an internal dialogue being a complete hypocrite. Because while I was playing, I kept thinking to myself over and over, this might be the most inaccessible game I have ever played. It's like it's unlearned every modern gaming convention when it comes to controls, navigation, UI design, gameplay, basic usability. All of this stuff has already been fixed by other developers. And then I even caught myself agreeing with IGN's reviewer. Yes, I know, disgusting, but he was talking about the exact same thing, and then it hit me. Wait a minute. I just made a video not that long ago.
The controls were bad. I mean, they were bad. They fixed it. It was so bad they did an instant hotfix patch and apologized. Like, I don't think there's anybody that should be making excuses for that. It was obviously garbage, because if it wasn't garbage, they wouldn't have fixed it immediately and apologized. It was trash. But the thing is that they fixed it.
They're still complaining about how this games industry has gone way too far with accessibility and how every single game is not supposed to be made for everyone. So how am I going to sit here and start complaining about accessibility when this game's lack of it is the exact reason why it can offer so much? Now, I want to be clear that does not mean this game gets a free pass. There are a ton of obvious fixes here, and to their credit, they've already been making some of them, but some other ones.
It's not for everybody. It's such a pussy way to say that I am better than you, then this game is for me. You know? If you say that, you are such a pussy bitch. That is such a passive-aggressive way to say something. You know? To say, show your superiority over others. Say this game is not for everybody. If you say that, you will not have any respect from me. You know? It's a video game. Shut the fuck up and then stop being freaking egoing over a fucking video game. It's here to entertain, and entertainment is meant for everybody. You know? You are not special. This game doesn't make you any special. You are the same loser that doesn't get any respect from your wife because you are still playing video games in your 45-year world. Okay? Take that out and then just move on. This massive bitch, I just hate them. This is why I'm just so annoyed by them, dude. But I will, here's my thing. I will dedicate my life to bring these boomers down because they have really shit taste and these people are the ones who are out of touch. Yeah. Absolute out of touch boomer dinosaurs that's been here playing the internet from the dawn of internet. You know, these people started way earlier and then their shit taste just festered along with the internet. And then they became popular. You know, that is the only reason. And the games they make, oh my god, like fucking Elden Ring, oh god, it's like, it feels like you are not having fun. It's like you are in a toxic chamber. You know? The boss is just holding you hostage. Every time you are role playing as a fucking victim and hostage, dude. In these games. Not everybody likes that, dude. Not everybody is into BDSM shit. Maybe you like dummy mommy, but fuck no. Fucking tell her about Vicky. I don't know what a dominatrix. Every time just say, oh, what are you gonna? Whipping me with a lash every time I try to play a video game. I'm not into that. It's not fun to deal with a boss that has 3 HP bars. Especially if they have janky ass attack. This guy is a deviant uses jank attack that you cannot get out of from. You know?
They could maybe make down the road is stuff like gathering.
Yeah.
That would be kind of nice if that was.
And here's the thing. The people that are in my community are completely immune from what I'm saying because they know the flaws the game has, and then if they decided to play it anyway, then it's completely fine. But the people who say this game is great and it gets amazing after 10 hours are fucking retarded. 100%.
Streamlined into a single prompt or maybe a dedicated mode or something like that, something where you could just automatically use it instead of forcing tools every single time you need to do something. Those are solvable problems. But where it all started to fall apart for me was when I tried to apply that same logic to the rest of the game, especially when it comes to this game's controls and abilities. Because the more that I thought about it, the more that I realized.
Dude, that is the reason why every car is basically has the same functionality, every phone has same became normalized, because if something is new, people just get annoyed by it. People get used to do certain things and then they want that familiarity in any other game they play. I guess it's kind of a back and forth issue. Like if you normalize everything feels the same. Like this is an interesting issue. Why? Listen to that. So if you normalize every controls, what happens is people will get used to the controls and think the games plays the same. But if you change the controls, people will get annoyed and then want the same controls from before. So it's kind of a hard place to be. But I think if you change the controls, I think you have to ease it in instead of just throwing them into the ditch immediately. You know? You could slowly ease that control scheme in, get players to get used to do what they are doing, and then you can train them, yeah? And then give them a better experience. And then instead of just fuck you, just get fucked by haha, get good. A developer that cares about the players would probably come up with something like that. If you want to change it, not worse. Yeah, just make it better, yes. Always you have to improve upon it instead of making it worse. Yeah? Yeah, that is actually a good idea. Like in this game, for pressing 4-button combination to do a single skill is not exactly a fun thing to do. Why can't I just press trigger and then press XYAB? Like it's simple controls, like.
What I was actually asking for. I was asking for this game to behave like every other game, to put all the.
There are some things in video games that should behave like every other game. Like, for example, like getting animation locked between like, so like if you pick up and you read a recipe, and then you exit out of that recipe, and then you go to read another recipe, you have to wait for the recipe, the animation from putting the first recipe in your pocket in order to open up the second recipe. Like, that's garbage. It is. It's garbage. Like, and there are some things that
I think I should remove that completely. Why do you have to read everything when you pull it out and then read it? Not like you can read it because it's in a completely alien Lala language. So you cannot even read it. You just hold it and then look at it like a fucking idiot in this game. You know? Because it's an alien language, you can't even read that though. And then you have to wait and then it translates and then it gives you a subtitle. That's gameplay for them? Like, I don't get it. Like, I think that's lame. I think that's a waste of time. I don't know, man. In Witcher, do they do that in Witcher? Like reading a post from a notice board? Or at the studio? Yeah, that would make sense. He just puts it in his pocket and it platters your inventory. Like, why? There is no reason bother. Indie games are more fun to play. True.
It's a standard for a reason. But overwhelmingly, that is purely in terms of, like, that is non-gameplay. Like, gameplay, I think almost anything goes. This isn't even gameplay. That's like menu management and like UI functionality.
Abilities onto a wheel so I could simply just push whatever input that I need and use whatever I need in the moment, reduce everything down to just one action, clean, predictable, and easy to.
You only saw this guy once in this game and then he never ever shows up. There is no town like this. I don't even know who this guy is anymore. Like, once you kill them, you see him once, you cannot get this guy as a pet or a mount. It would be so cool to get one of these guys. That would be nice. You could summon him and then fight him in the camp post. Like, I can come up with better ideas than these idiots. Like, can you summon this guy as a pet and then make them ram into the door and then go into that castle you want to catch in this game? That would be cool. Nothing. This guy never shows up after this.
And then I stop myself. Because what if I don't want that?
And then he runs away in this fight. He doesn't drop dead. None of the bosses in this game drop dead. 90% of the time, the bosses just run away from you.
What if I want to hook somebody with the hook and immediately follow it up with nature's grasp and rip a tree?
In Witcher, I think when the bosses run away, they bleed out and you can follow the blood, I think. And then you can get them anyway. In this game, they just run their tail between their legs and then you never see them.
Free out of the ground and swing it into somebody in mid-fight. What if I want to grapple a wall and hit them with the palm strike?
And this guy, he wears fucking armor and wears clothes. He's definitely capable of speech. Like, we could have had a conversation and he could have came up with a quest with this guy and then you could help him or something. Nothing. He definitely shows intelligence. Is he not? Yeah, they always die, I think. Yeah. In this game, this guy runs away. Like, many bosses I noticed, they just run away.
Why am I sitting here trying to force this game into a system that limits its own expression, lowers its skill ceiling, and cuts down?
And then sometimes the bosses go fucking completely invulnerable.
Into a system that limits its own expression, lowers.
In that scenario, you cannot hit that boss. It just makes the fight annoying. Usually, what do you think when the boss is doing something like that? That is your opening and you try to use most of the hardest hitting abilities thinking that was opening, right? But in this scenario, when you see the circle, this guy is completely invulnerable to any kind of damage. I think there might be a good chance you can use your sword shine to interrupt that. There is a good chance you might have to do that. So try it. But in the spur of the comedy, you cannot react to that fast. Unless you know what to do.
Its skill ceiling and
It happens so fast. Look at that. Look how fast
force
that
this
happens.
game into a system that limits its own expression, lowers its skill ceiling,
Boom, boom.
and cuts down the number
Invulnerability.
of
Jumps
options
on
for
you.
both me and the developer.
Invulnerably again.
It's true.
We have been conditioned to
See? And look at
cut
the
down the
lighting.
number
Did you
of
guys see
options
that?
for both me and the
And it shines brighter. Watch what? Watch what this stupid game is doing.
developer.
Yeah.
Ceiling and cuts down the number of options for both me
And then it goes dark. It shines brighter and then it goes dark. Why? You can see this? It's like you're fighting a disco
and the
ball.
developer.
Yeah. It's true.
We have been conditioned to expect a certain level of simplicity, a certain structure, clean inputs, limited bindings, predictable outcomes, basically the same controls.
Yeah, that's
that we
just
see for
weird
every
if you
single
don't
game.
have to
And
counter them
honestly,
again,
I
yeah.
am not saying that Crimson Desert nailed this. Their controls are an absolute mess, especially on mouse and keyboard, where half the prompts don't even work unless you're using a controller.
They
But
don't.
at
Gotta
the
go.
same
Good night.
time,
Have a good
this
sleep.
game is trying to
Thank you,
cram
Naveen.
everything
Thank you for
onto a
dropping
keyboard,
by.
everything
Be sure to
onto a
subscribe.
controller,
Subscribe
and it's
பண்ணுங்க.
letting you do
என்னுடைய சேனலை
way
மறுபடியும்
more than you
பார்க்கணும்னா
probably should be able
வீடியோக்கு
to
ஒரு
do.
லைக் போடுங்க.
There are a lot
சப்போர்ட்
of
பண்ணுங்க.
overlap interactions
Thank you,
that
thank
they
you.
could probably streamline and combine, and it would just simply make the game better, and it wouldn't sacrifice any real complexity, and it would just be an improvement. And I think that over time, you will see them do that. Because they probably, like, this is a huge game world that they've invested a lot of money into. I think that they're already talking about doing multiplayer for the game. They're probably going to make DLC for the game. They're probably going to, this is like, they've built the foundation for this. They're going to capitalize on it. And in the process of that, I think you are going to see a consolidation of features and functions in a way that makes them more readable and legible for the average person. I think that's
Yeah, pretty much exactly what I said in my review. Wait for 6 months so they can patch it out everything. And then the game would be playable after 6 months. That's what I said in my Tamil review. At this time, this game is trash.
what's going to happen.
Exactly what's given this game
Or it could be a 7 if they patch out everything else.
so much freedom to get this far.
Yeah.
I've criticized this before, especially when it comes to Eastern games where their controls can definitely get a bit on the wild side. But honestly, I think that it's time to respect that kind of experimentation instead of constantly praising an industry that has become terrified of it. An industry that, let's be real, probably would have never let a game like this ever see the light of day.
Yeah.
Because this is what happens when you have a game that gets out of control. This is what happens when scope creep wins. This is why menus get convoluted, why systems
True.
go unexplained, why all that foundational support that players are used to just isn't there. Now,
You know,
I'm
I
not
never really thought about this until right now, but the thing that people wanted Ashes of Creation to be is kind of what Crimson Desert is. It's a maximalist, large-scale, open-ended game where if you want to, you can.
What do you have?
saying
Dosa.
this is a good thing. That work still needs to be done. But I
Dude, all you did is just do that. All you fucking did is just put a block into a tower, dude. Just shut the fuck up.
What Crimson Desert is. It's a
Just shut the fuck up. Like, Jesus Christ. It's like, it's like this guy invented I could have something inside a game. Like, he speaks like that. Dude, you just put a box on top of a box. Relax, Zosa.
maximalist, large-scale, open-ended game where
Go,
if
Dosa,
you
wait.
want
I
to,
can't
you
remember.
can.
not saying this is a good thing. That work still needs to be done. But I would rather take something risky and janky over playing the same thing over and over again.
That's true.
These developers just
And that's where a good story comes in. The gameplay doesn't matter if your story is different. You see? Because at the end of the day, no matter how annoying you make the controls is, at the end of the day, you just put a square box into a square hole. Like, that's what you do. It's just how annoying how annoying it is to get to that point. Get it? So that's why I argue the story is better.
kept
Because gameplay, no matter what you do, dosa yum thank you. Sweet. At the end of the day, games really get repetitive. That's how the games work. That's how reality works.
Adding more systems, more mechanics, more ideas. It felt like they couldn't even stop. I even saw a post from one of their supposed developers who was talking about the exact same thing, saying that they just kept putting more stuff into the game even when it didn't make sense. And usually games like that do not survive. They get cut down, streamlined, watered down, or just completely canceled. This one didn't. And yes, that does mean we get a messy game. It means we get a frustrating game. Sometimes we get an absolute straight up piece of shit. And in some cases, this game actually is that as well. But these are the kind of flaws that we just...
That's all I see, though. Like, what do you mean sometimes it's a piece of shit?
don't see anymore. These normal video game flaws that we used to have all the time.
Dude, these people never played a gacha game before. That's the only reason. They haven't played Zelda, or they haven't played these popular gacha games. So this game is like completely different here. Game type for them, but when you played one of those, it's exactly the same. Like it's nothing new.
Games like this never get a chance to exist in the first place. And honestly, I have to respect that they let this game get this far. I have talked about this a few times, but a lot of games now, they all just look the same and play the same and feel the same. And that's not because these developers just suddenly forgot how to make a video.
Okay, how exactly this one is different? Okay, I get that argument, yeah. How exactly this game is different? Tell me. Anyone say? How exactly this game, what exactly this game does different from other games? It just makes everything fucking annoying. That's the only reason.
Video game is because they're just not allowed to do that.
That I can think of. It's fucking annoying to play. You do the exact same thing in every other game. You fight the exact same looking boss in every other game. But in this game, it is more annoying and frustrating. You get it?
They're not allowed to.
There's like a standard, there's an industry standard for everything. And an industry standard for something, for everything inside of a creative industry is a huge problem.
Systems overlap like this. They're not allowed to let players struggle. They are not allowed to ship something that feels messy, even when that messy part is the reason why everything was made possible. Everything has to be clean. Everything has to be readable. Everything has to be for everybody. Everything has to make sense immediately. And in doing that, you lose this. Because most games aren't trying to give us freedom. They're just trying to guide us through an experience. And this game does not guide you. Honestly, this game probably has no idea what it's actually doing, even though people are finding a way to enjoy it. And it's just throwing you into an experience and having you figure it out. And yes, sometimes that's going to suck. Sometimes that is going to be frustrating as hell. But when it works, man, it feels like you actually did something with your time instead of just following instructions. And I think
I honestly think that if they...
I mean, figuring out is fun if it works. I kinda tried to figure out how to hatch the vibrant egg. Then so that egg is just a master, it doesn't do anything. Yeah? You guys remember that? I've been running around with that stupid egg for like 20 minutes. And then I googled it. And then found out it's just an asset, you cannot even interact with it. Yeah.
Clean up, like there's basically one thing about this that is the internal game logic for this game is inconsistent, and I think that's one of the biggest things that if they fix that, I think this game could be a generational game. It could be a phenomenal game. But if you dial down the like the confusing stuff, I think that it really could be amazing. Can they fix that? I think they can. They already are, to be honest. They are. And I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Excuse me. Almost fell down up the stairs.
That's why this game feels so extreme to so many people, because players are just not used to this anymore. We just don't get games like this anymore. No. We're used to games explaining themselves, smoothing out everything before anybody ever even notices, shrinking themselves down so that when a game
look
like
at that,
this,
look at that, look at that. Look at this gameplay he's doing. He's taking here, square bonds. Watch. This is the epic gameplay he's talking about.
Shows up that's messy, unclear,
taking
and
a
overloaded.
box. Going into that. Oh, look at that. It's a square zone. And then he picks a square box. You can see that, right? Oh, wait, look at this epic gameplay.
Sometimes it is, and definitely in this case, this game definitely
He's trying to put it inside.
But sometimes, massively. I think this game is just asking.
And then he just shoves it in.
People are used to giving.
Ah, yay. Okay, clap, clap, clap. Chat, clap, clap for this 40-year-old man putting a square box into a square hole. And this is the best game for him. Clap, clap. Look at this guy. You see how stupid that was looks like? This is the game these guys are saying it's a good game. Fucking Christ. And the funniest shit is, in every sanctum, there is like 25 of them in this world, in this game. In every single one of them, single one, I'm not even joking. Every single one, this is what you do. Watch.
Themselves down so that when a game
One more time. This is what you do in every 25
like
of
this
them.
shows up that's messy, unclear, and overloaded, well, it's going to feel broken. And sometimes it is. And definitely in this case, this game definitely is broken. But sometimes
Massively.
I think this game is just asking for more than people are.
Dude, this is a puzzle for a 3-year-old, dude. If you're a 3-year-old, maybe you will be entertained of. This is like a puzzle for a fucking monkey. You know? A monkey can do that. Let me pull out a monkey. Can you do the square box into a... Look at this. I think that's AI. Never mind. Is there a video I can show like a monkey picking up a square box and then putting it into a square hole? That'd be really cool. I seen it in a video or something a long time ago. This is what this game
This
is.
isn't a game that you're
And then these guys will come up here in their fucking videos and then say this game is the flawed masterpiece. And this game has flaws. And then you will find this good part. This is the good part, I guess, for them. It just... It blows my mind how simple-minded these people are.
going to play casually.
I think they don't even see that. Like, that is the funniest thing. Even if I explain this to them, video female amazing. Disappointed and they go wrong. Yeah, I seen that one. But if even I think these guys are not that well smart, so if you explain this is what you are gonna do. Explain this like you are just putting a square box into a square hole. They won't accept that. They can't comprehend it. You know? That they are being feeding the feeder
This
slop.
is a game that you're going to have to meet halfway. You are going to have to deal with the frustration. You're going to have to deal with the issues. You're going to have to deal with the language. And you're going to have to figure out what they're trying to do. And a lot of people are not going to be down for that. And that is completely fine. But for the people that do, that's where those
Oh yeah, sometimes this is another retarded mechanic right here. So usually what you can do is you can use the sword shine in order to light up things, right? But in this puzzle is special kind of retard because what you have to do is approach this lantern and then press X to light it up.
Down for that. And that is completely
I did this puzzle, I remember this.
But for the people that do, that's where
it won't light up.
Flashes come from.
Watch.
And that's what's going to keep you playing.
And then you have to hold the X to light it up. Epic gameplay. Flawed masterpiece. Best game you would hack. Fucking guys, I'm just losing my mind. Like, I am so not interested. Like, I am so over this. Like, I don't even want to talk about this game, dude. These people are fucking lost cause.
Even when you're pissed off. Some
But
people
keeps you coming back too. That's another
are
huge
absolutely
factor.
Like, I just want to give
going to
up.
hate this game, and some people are
Massive
going to think
factor.
it's the greatest thing that they've ever seen. And whether you think this game is garbage or
Yeah, it depends on how retarded you are. If you're retarded as fuck, you will think this is the best game ever for you. But if you have any kind of brain cell or any kind of freaking education, you will immediately see the pattern, what they are doing and how annoying it is, and then immediately you will recognize it wastes your time for little amount of reward, unrewarding gameplay, dumps your story, janky combat. Music is kind of decent, but sometimes it doesn't even play. And then you will immediately see it's the waste of your
Whether
time.
you think this game is the second coming, honestly, I think that you both are right for the same reasons.
And most people in this world, unfortunately, are freaking retarded.
Oh my god, we got the new...
Serious, sorry to burst your bubble. They have shit taste. They don't have any taste. They are fucking dumb. And then they are our last cast.
Elder Scrolls. We got Korean Bethesda
If you don't want to be one of them, watch my channel.
before GTA 6. This game is flawed. It has a lot of problems. It's very much unfinished. And I think that some of these developers shouldn't even have a job. The UI guy, fire him. The person that made the flying enemies,
Well,
Put him in jail. I don't think firing him is enough. Because, like, what if you fire him and he gets another job? Well, now this is like a repeat offender. I think we need to put him in jail.
definitely fire that guy. I almost
him in
threw my
jail.
controller through my screen.
Yeah,
First time
100%.
I've tried to do that in a long time. Stopped myself, luckily.
Yes.
But, you know, for all the flaws this game has, I have to respect that these guys tried to take this game this far. They took a game that was supposed to be an MMO and turned it into a single-player game and still put it out there.
True.
Most games would have died on the pyre to that. You know, Resident Evil 9 was a fantastic game. I love the Resident Evil series. I'm a huge fan. It's probably it's probably my favorite
First
series of
ever
all
game I
time.
played.
And while I
Resident
love
Evil.
that game, I know how to play that game. I know everything about that game. And something that I
didn't.
realized while playing this is that the lack of
sorry,
friction
is that? See you
caused
the
through a
next.
failure
Okay,
to
go down. See you
experiment,
soon. Take care.
even when something
I would have probably wrap it up after this video too. I could cut this and then put it as a post-it. Yo, thank you for the big humor. Really
might
appreciate
not
it.
work,
Thank you, thank
made me
you.
less engaged in the experience. Well, yes, oftentimes with Crimson Desert, I am overcoming their flawed design, their own problems. I am problem solving in a way. I'm
Bye-bye,
engaging
bye-bye.
with the
Have a
game
nice
in
one.
way
Of course.
that I haven't
See you
done in
soon.
years. It actually feels like I'm gaming for the first time in years.
Gaming.
Again, while
like the
I am
sound of
being
that.
incredibly forgiving here, far more than I probably should be, this game definitely needs a lot of fixing. A whole lot of fixing. And if the patchwork that we've already seen so far is a sign of bigger things to come, then this game is actually going to be looking pretty good. But while I cannot recommend this game, definitely not.
I would recommend it. I'd recommend it. After the patch and everything, and it seems like they're going to keep making it better. Yeah, I'd recommend the game. I think it's a good game.
in good conscience.
I would.
If things work out, it could turn to be one of the best open world RPGs that we've seen in years. Here's to hoping. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did enjoy the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, share it on social media. Follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter. Come check me out live on Fridays.
That's a good
Join the
video.
Discord. Link is down below.
Dude, these guys are such a freaking fucking cunts. Like, this guy sucked this game's dick so hard at the first week when the game released. And then now he's trying to ease in the flaws this game say, seeing it in a masterpiece, flawed masterpiece. Like, it's just insane how freaking lying horse these people are.
Maybe I'll actually pin it in a comment and people will be
Like, that is another guy that's even
happy to
worse.
promote the Discord for the first time. Anyway, stay cool, stay righteous, stay safe. I'll catch you guys.
Please do not get influenced by people, even myself. Like, you don't have to listen to me. Play the game yourself. If you like it, then it's your call, right? But this game doesn't have a demo, so wait for the
Next one.
sale.
See you in Piewell. Peace.
I'm gonna be real.
I wonder why.
I think Crimson Desert, if they make a couple more patches to make it good, I think
6 months. Give this game a 6
if
months.
they ever make a DLC for Crimson Desert with the improvements to the patches and like the game logic and game functionality, I think that
Liza P has a difficulty settings. Liza P, one of the game that started off as a Dark Souls game, has a difficulty settings in their DLC.
DLC could be I think it probably would be the DLC of the year. Like, if it's of anything of the same scale and quality as the base game. Like, I don't think Crimson Desert's going to win Game of the Year. I don't really see it happening. But
dude, if this game wants the Game of the Year, gaming is doomed. Like, gaming is doomed, dude.
But I do think that, again, it is a phenomenal, amazing, if you like open world games, like I've played, I mean, here's the thing, right, guys? I mean, you look at Witcher 3, I've played that a lot. Wu Chang is kind of open world. I played that a lot. Where Winds Meet, you could say I've played this a little bit too. Like, I play the fuck out of these games. Tainted Grail. Like, where's another open world game? I'm looking around, seeing if I can find one. Well, anyway, the point is, I really like Neo 3. I beat the entire game. I played the fuck out of that. Cyberpunk,
This game is
shut the fuck
piss.
up. So, Monster Hunter Wilds, 167 hours. I love these games, and I think that it's a good game. I do. Like, and that's a game that, to me, is highly valued.
Oh, these are all fake, by the way. These things doesn't exist in the game. That's an AI generated fake. Like, don't click those videos. Alright, that's the video. It's a 30-minute video. I've been modeling out for how long? Cool lord, this game is just, people are fucking delusional. I don't see anything that's impressive in this game at all. Like, I just really don't. I played it for like 50 hours or something. I finished the main story, did most of the, upgraded to the max out of my camp. Explored almost 90% of the desert. Boom.